Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 174.
174.
Of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by Theme Park Connection in Orlando, Florida.
One location.
One location and not open on Sundays.
That's right. We just found this out. Yes. It pays to go there once in a while.
Both very recent, but I'm glad we stopped by and picked some stuff up.
That's right. We got some great eyes and ears. You know, it's always interesting to go through the eyes and ears and see all the history, things like that.
Oh, I love that. And also they were very cheap, so I like that
cheap.
too.
We like cheap. Speaking of cheap, if you mention Mousesteps, you'll get 10% off your entire purchase there.
Yes, and PixieVacations.com. It is only 1 month until the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival, and I know I talk about it all the time.
Love that festival.
Totally love that festival.
Expanded this year.
Expanded to 3 months, and this is the time to book your trip.
That's right. And also Maple Leaf Tickets, our official ticket agency, the best deals on tickets in town. Check them out. We are going to start the show with checking out Epcot, one of our favorite parks.
And in 1 month, there will be a big topiary display right there.
That's right, with new topiary features, too.
Mm-hmm.
Who do we know who they are?
Huey, Dewey, and Louie will be there.
For the first time ever.
Yes.
I cannot wait. Speaking of new, though, this was new to us. Baymax has made his debut at the Epcot character spot. No Hiro, just Baymax, but it's nice. Everybody, he's very popular. People love seeing Baymax.
And supposedly Joy and Sadness will be here, too, but not yet.
Not quite yet.
Hopefully soon.
Supposedly.
Yeah, well, even the cast members said yes to that, I believe.
They did, but I don't think it was been officially announced yet.
Correct. But they are building right behind
you
Baymax.
can sort of see where it would be. If it were to happen, it would be. And the sign has that empty spot next to it that could kind of say, joy and sadness.
I'm expecting that. But there is Baymax. He doesn't say anything. Unlike when, Hiro was there, it was kind of nice to be able to talk to Hiro, and then Baymax just stood there.
I definitely miss having Hiro there. This is the first time we've ever had a meet and greet with just Baymax, and you kind of miss him. Although we did do the fist bump and all that kind of stuff. And
there was a lot of guests who didn't even realize that Baymax is meeting now. So it's nice to make sure.
It was kind of hidden. They need a big giant sign, one of those sign spinners that you see on the side of the road.
You don't want too much of that because there's not a big queue area.
They did put a big sign up though for the Mickey in his Fantasia attire over at Hollywood Studios. We'll get to that later. Here it is, fist bump with Baymax. We love the characters. It was always fun. It's always fun to meet them, and you'll notice behind it's very themed. It's sort of inside the garage, I guess you could say. So, again, very good. I appreciated seeing Baymax. We're going to move on.
And this is in Innoventions area, just so you know, on the right-hand side when you come into the park, if you were going to Soarin'.
Right, exactly. Right across from the main character spot. So now we're heading to World Showcase. We're going to take a look at that little tiny frozen area coming to Norway.
Well, supposedly in early 2016. Right now we're in February, so we'll see when it actually opens.
Early.
But there is a royal summer house. It's going to be based on a historic Norwegian log cabin, and it will be where Anna and Elsa will greet guests.
I believe we're looking at the royal summer house right now.
One of them will be royal restrooms, too.
Yes,
right?
the royal restrooms. That is very correct. Right, matter of fact, right there, you can see the restrooms are now closed in Norway, so you'll have to go elsewhere if you need such thing.
They tell you to go to the Odyssey, but if you're on your way into World Showcase, that's not the place to go.
There's a little more construction of the royal summer house. What else? Tell us more about Frozen Ever After. We're about to see the ride exterior.
Right. There's going to be rear projection animatronics, like if you've seen, like in The Little Mermaid or the Snow White Mine Train, the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Right. So that's what it's supposed to look like. And I guess they're going to have, the Orlando Sentinel had said they're going to have kind of altered lyrics, so slightly altered lyrics.
I could alter the lyrics very easily.
And do you want to build a snowman? So I thought that was interesting.
Well, thank you very much for that. We're jumping ahead to China now. What a beautiful day it was. Absolutely. As you can see, it was empty. Gorgeous.
It was great.
Perfect winter day at Epcot. Every day is a good day at Epcot, but this was just wonderful. And for the first time ever since there was no line at all, we got to meet Mulan. Mm-hmm.
And it isn't like we couldn't have met her before, but she was a little bit, I think because of the construction, like she's usually closer to the building. She was right up, towards the walkway. So it's like no line.
Why not?
Let's go say hi.
Of course, let's go say hi. And of course, we had to ask her about Mushu, who apparently was off in.
Jeff asked her. Of course, Jeff had
Why
to
don't
ask
you
him.
ever ask the
I
characters
don't like
these
to ask
things?
them questions.
I tell you, you're very quiet when it comes to character
I prefer
time.
to ask a character who can't tell me anything.
Like
stuff.
the as you call them, the plush
I call
characters.
them the plush, but not Baymax. Baymax not plush, but Mickey's plush.
So we're about to see some examples of just how wonderful it was at Epcot last week.
This
Look
was
at
around
this.
noon, and usually by noon, World Showcase is a little busier by then.
Tremendous.
Even when we went into the Japan building, if you've ever gone into, is it Mitsukoshi?
Yeah,
the
there
shop,
it is right there, yes.
Usually there's guests, around getting
Where the
their,
pearls are,
right,
the oysters
the pearls
and all
and
that.
there was nobody. It was like the least busy I can remember seeing Epcot. It was awesome.
And we, it was so nice. It was so tranquil. We decided to look at the koi fish, which I always like to do. And it's just amazing that this
was in the
beautiful
shop.
scene here is at Epcot. At any point, you can just go and relax. There's a soothing waterfall there. I mean, this is the middle of winter. How nice to be able to have this kind of a view. Very relaxing.
And it was nice not to have rain. It was one of the only days during the week with no rain.
We chose wisely.
Right, and I was thinking it would be really packed because of the weather here, but I don't know if it has to do with, there had been the blizzard up north.
It was a Monday, and I bet you all the guests went to the Magic Kingdom.
And that's possible. I know the Magic Kingdom was a little busier.
This is also new. The Mill stage has a
The
seating.
seating.
The seating has been restored, and there's a new act. We have not seen the new band yet, but
I forget their name,
yeah,
but that's okay.
it's something like Illuminations, but not that.
No, it's not
It's something.
Illumination. No.
It's something Nations.
It's
something like,
okay. We'll go see them.
We have no idea.
We
what
never even saw the Lumberjacks, though, so
We never did see the Lumberjacks. We missed out.
I
Very
saw
sad.
tiny little bits of them.
Speaking of missing out, Soarin', as you could see, another very crowded area, totally closed.
Well,
not much going on in the land pavilion right now.
I thought the boat ride would be busy because Soren was down, but it was only a 10-minute wait or less. So, yeah, it was a good day. And
It was such a good day, we both decided, why not go up in the Characters in Flight balloon?
we had a group on, and we saw the characters in flight floating over China, and then it's like, okay, let's go head over.
Let's head over. Why not? It's such a perfect day. And we had heard that the springs in Disney Springs were filled with beautiful water.
We already knew because you had looked over the fence.
But I had not seen to the extent
Right,
of
we
it.
didn't see definitely not. And it's pretty incredible because I didn't realize how long the springs were. That was the main thing for me. And you can see down there's where the Adventurers Club used to be is going to be the Edison, and there's going to be a waltz,
Like an
some kind of
underground
waltz, and a
area?
Neverland tunnels is what the rumors have been.
Every time we take this balloon and we start going up in the air like this, I'm always shocked just how huge of a footprint Disney Springs is going to be. It is truly huge.
And Planet Hollywood is closed right now until supposedly about 6 months, and to become the exploratory?
It's still
observatory.
That's right. It's still It's the Planet Hollywood Observatory.
Yes.
So it's still keeping the
I knew it
Planet
was
Hollywood
something like
brand.
that. Yes.
That means you'll still get your Captain Crunch chicken, I bet.
Hopefully.
I hope so. I cannot imagine no. Now there are those springs that we talked about, and I think it's going to be very beautiful when all this is done. And they say, now when do they say that Disney Springs is going to open? I shouldn't chuckle.
They say it's supposed to be completed by mid 2016, but there is no way.
I find that hard to believe.
Even STK we're hoping will be open by mid 2016, and there's so much still to come. And I mean, it seems like they're opening one or two new things a month. Personally, I think 2017 at least for everything to be open. And
well, Shanghai
I'm even
Disney
gonna throw
doesn't
in
look like
2018.
it could possibly be ready either, but they're sticking to that opening date. So you never know. They might
There's
find
just-
a way to get this done. Work around the clock. Who knows?
look at STK has been pushed, keeps getting pushed, and it's probably going to be at least 6 months later than planned. So look how the construction still has a long way to go, and they have to fill the stores and open the stores.
Now, if you look carefully, you can see Imagineers sort of waiting there in these springs. Here's a shot over the wall, and I tell you, it looks very nice, very inviting. I cannot wait till we explore that area.
Well, still to come is like Sprinkles Cupcakes, Blaze Pizza, which originally was said for May, but if you look on the Blaze Pizza website, it says Q3, so that could be anywhere from July through like the end of September for that. So we'll see. And Lily Pulitzer, don't know what that is. Tommy Bahama, never been inside. A lot of stores I will never ever look at, but I'm looking forward to some of the restaurants.
So I did decide to walk around the balloon, but I spent so much time looking at the Disney Springs area that we started to go down at this point, but I wanted to show the full 360 degrees if possible. And there's that parking garage where we parked, and here we go, we're landing. If you've never done the balloon, it's not at all scary. It's a lot of fun.
It can be scary.
You think it's scary? Well, maybe if you're afraid of heights.
I'm afraid of heights, but I just photograph the whole time, so I don't even look down. I mean, I look down, but not like I don't think about it.
Well, here it is going up. Now, does that not look very not scary to you?
Okay, I'm
It was
scared.
a joke. I can tell you don't like it.
I'm scared if I go up a ladder. So, but I've gotten used to it. Like the first time I remember, I was very nervous. But if you have a camera and all and you're focusing on that, it's not a big deal.
So anyway, that was Disney Springs. We had a very busy week after that. We're going to move on to Legoland. We were at the world premiere of the Lego movie 3D, well, actually 4D, A New Adventure. And here comes lots of confetti.
And now the attraction is
It's
open.
Yes.
Yes, and it kind of kicks off the Lego 4D movie weekends
Yes, that's a tough one.
instead of saying 40.
Yeah, not 40 weekends, no.
At LEGOLAND Florida, and they're going to have like special builds and the characters.
Fireworks?
Yes, fireworks. So much going on. So we plan to go. It should be a great time.
Absolutely. Oh, and this is the villain you'll see when you go and check out the new movie. His name is Risky Business.
Yes, and I believe all of these characters will be meeting during the weekends. If not all of them, then most of them.
Even Unikitty?
Unikitty, definitely. I asked about that. And there's Benny.
Benny the Spaceman. Yeah, I love these new characters. Actually, they're not all new. I think only Risky Business is new. These other guys have been around.
But not
we've
always
not seen
meeting.
them. New to us. We've never met all the other ones. Here is Emmett. I think we've met Emmett in Wild Style here before.
And this was a red carpet event. We're not going to show the celebrities on the red carpet. We have a video of that.
We'll link to that, of course.
Right. A lot of them are actors we don't know. They're young.
From Nickelodeon,
Right.
Disney Channel, things like that.
Stuff we don't really
Even
watch.
some YouTube personalities.
And Modern Family, the one Aubrey Emmons Anderson is the one that we knew. So
it was
she's
still
very
interesting. It
talented.
was very interesting. It was a fun red carpet. We will link to that. Also, last week we had a chance to go to Nouba, Cirque du Soleil. They have 2 new acts, and we talked to the artistic director, Danielle Ross, and here he is now.
My name is Danielle Ross, and I'm the artistic director of Nouba.
And how long have you been with Nouba?
5 years with Nouba, 20 years with Cirque du Soleil.
And can you tell us about refreshing the acts with Nouba?
Yeah, so we've made big changes in the show over the last couple of years. After 17 years of show, we feel that sometimes we have to give it, our shows always evolve, but we felt that we needed to give it a little bit of a push. So we decided to put 2 new acts recently in the show. It's the whole opening, the first 10 minutes of the show. The first act is the B-Boys. It's a B-Boy act, breakdancing style from the 80s. And the second one is called Aerial Bamboo, and it's an aerial act. It's like traditional circus act up in the air, involving a nice duo. Yeah.
And how do you decide when it's time to bring in some new acts?
It's sometimes it's opportunity, and sometimes it's just a decision. In this case, we knew that we were going to continue with our contract with Disney and with our partnership with Disney. So we thought it was a good time to make changes. Yeah.
And how do you decide which acts to bring in, to fit into the fabric of the show?
Yeah, well, with the show has a certain concept. It's based, it's got building blocks and it's got roots, if you'd like. There's a basic story there. There's the whole idea with Nouba of the cleaning lady unleashing and uncovering that wonderful world that is sometimes not so wonderful. So in order to respect that, somehow we had to really find a good fit with the acrobatics, something that would tell that story. With the B-Boys, we wanted to preserve that idea of the city and the street and the urban side and urbanity of the opening. So we thought that a street act somehow would work well, and I think it does. And then for the aerial bamboo, that's a moment in the show where we basculate into something that's more nostalgic somehow, that stems from memories and souvenirs and all that. So we decided to go with that beautiful traditional circus aerial act. It's a bit of a love story somehow. So we thought this was very appropriate for that. So that's how we came about it. Yeah.
Well, we really enjoy the show, so thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
About 30% of the show has been, they would say, refreshed lately. So this is a show that I've seen Nouba about 7 times through the years since 1998. and it's always phenomenal.
I've only seen the show twice, and to me, it was even better this second time around. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing it again.
Me too, absolutely.
So now we're heading over to Disney's Hollywood Studios. All sorts of stuff going on around the park, but we're going to start off at Club Disney. We had heard it is possibly going to be closing after the 6th of February. That's this Saturday for the last day. So we thought we'd check it out.
Seasonal.
It's going to become
Allegedly.
a seasonal attraction. Oh, before we go on, I just want to mention these charging stations. Very, very convenient. And you have nice leather couches. So one of my favorite things to do now in the parks, recharge and relax. You can sit there and relax in the air-conditioned comfort. Although you don't always need it in the wintertime, but still, it was very nice. But go ahead, tell more about Club Disney.
Well, I mean, even the cast member here said the reason they weren't meeting outside on this day was because they were closing.
They're winding down, right?
Everything points to closing after Saturday. And the characters are in these new costumes. I hadn't seen them before. Jeff had seen them on his birthday. I think they had just come out like days earlier than that. So
absolutely.
Earlier, about a month ago. And Club Disney has only been there since December. And it was, I love the costumes. I would have liked to have seen them outside meeting and greeting because you met them, but I did not in those outfits.
But, I mean, it's fun to see them here while they're dancing and kind of getting involved in all that. But, of course, we like the meet and greets and more of a civilized thing where you can stand in line and get a picture with them. Here, they're jumping around. It's hard to really do photos and things like that. So I do, but not with them.
Oh, no, not
if you want a picture with them, the outside is the way to go. So that was kind of a shame they don't do that. I do love the outfits. I think it's a great thing. Kids seem to love it. There's not a lot of stuff for kids to do right now, actually, in Hollywood Studios.
There's not a lot for anybody to do. I mean, there is some good attractions, but, there's a lot that's going to be closing in the next few months.
Now, the rumor is, only rumor, have no idea if it's true, but the rumor is they're going to have a Star Wars kind of a dining experience in here, sort of like what they tested last year during Star Wars weekends.
Isn't it
it was not a cantina, but it was something like that, where you had Star Wars themed food and characters going around. So if that's the case, it would be very cool. Again, it's just a rumor that's floating around. We don't know if it's true. I mean, we just are showing kind of where it is in case you're not familiar with where this Club Disney is.
And this is where they used to open this area up for ESPN the weekends all the time.
Which was a great event.
And so that's why we've been back here in the past. But we'll miss it. I mean, it's a cute little attraction.
So we also stopped and checked out the Zootopia preview. It looks great.
It has always, every time we see any trailers, anything from Zootopia, it looks phenomenal. And this is definitely one of my favorites, probably my favorite that they put in the park. It's worth stopping for.
We'll be doing a special event in a couple weeks here about Zootopia,
yes.
So keep watching for that. Then we checked out the backlot, New York Street here. It has had all the Osborne lights removed. I didn't think they would ever reopen it. I thought they would already have started dismantling this area. This area will close officially and go away after April, I believe.
Right. I think Lights Motors Action and several other things are going to be closing at that time. They've already closed Phineas and Ferb and the Cars meet and greet.
Including where we get these wonderful
Stop is
snacks.
Closing as well, yes.
This is the world famous carrot cake cookie, and it is wonderful. It's definitely something you want to share.
Yeah, it's
and you
huge.
can still get it. You'll still be able to get it elsewhere at the studios.
Villains in Vogue, or
whatever
it called
it's called now. The former Villains in Vogue. And the Pizza Planet has also shut its doors.
But not for good. They're going to reopen. I don't know if it's going to be exactly the same. Probably not exactly the same, but I think later this year.
I kind of like how they themed the Star Wars, though, the sign sort
like
of New
metro
York metro area stuff. And there's Pizza Planet. That sign might not be there forever. This used to be a prop warehouse area here many years ago. I remember seeing old Star Wars props and things. So the location has evolved over time.
And this is where Phineas and Ferb were, and the Cars meet and greet was the next one down, and then the Premier Theater.
Right.
So all this is behind
walls.
Behind the walls
I think
now.
that this is the beginning of lots and lots of walls to be found at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Even the water tower is going away. Here are some more walls. I hear they're going to be putting a Star Wars Rebels meet and greet there. I don't think that's been officially announced, but that's what we hear.
We don't usually talk too much about rumors, but this is stuff that's been floating around for a while. So
I just don't want to show the wall and say, well, we don't know. I mean, we've heard it might be that. So
but
take it
we
with a
do
grain of
know
salt.
that this is Brer Fox.
Well, this was an unexpected surprise. This is outside outside the gates. As we were leaving, we were actually going to have lunch over at the boardwalk.
Right.
And we come out, and what do you know? It's Brer Fox. I don't think he was doing a good job of hiding,
No.
though.
And Jeff had talked about this meet and greet. He knew that sometimes they were outside here. This is outside the park.
Right.
And we didn't expect to see them on the way out.
Absolutely not. I'm not even sure. Somebody told you, I believe a cast member said it was a Fantasmic pre-meet, something like that.
They said, they're all getting ready to go to Fantasmic, even though it was a few hours away. That's what she said.
And other people had mentioned it's their version of Character Palooza. We don't know. All I know is it was fantastic to see these great characters.
Fantasmic.
It was fantastic. That's right. The Evil Queen herself was out there. You never can find the Evil Queen.
Not too often here.
And I was asking her about her friend, Miss White, over there.
Right
Snow
there,
White,
I saw
there.
Pocahontas. Are you asking her about Pocahontas?
No, I didn't even reference we'll talk to Pocahontas anyway. But there's a
there's
produce
Snow White.
issue going around, so we had to make sure we warned Snow White about bad produce. I have to come up with some new material when we meet Snow White.
Yes.
I think we mentioned that to the hag in the Paris video.
Yeah, you
so-
probably need something new.
But anyway, it was great to see them. No lines for any of this. Unbelievable. What a great surprise on the way out of the park.
Right, and I think they did it again. Okay, this is not scheduled, so there's no guarantee that they're going to continue to do this or when they're
But
going
we
to
saw
have
them
it.
out there when we came back from lunch.
Yes, so I knew that they had another, because I saw photos of it, another meet anyway.
And there's a little cameo of
I
you
do not
there.
want to be in there. I was,
It was quite hot, so we're not at our
it was.
best.
I was not expecting to have pictures taken that day, so.
I almost asked her about John Smith and Saturday Night Live, but
I am
we
so
thought better
glad-
of it. Aren't you glad
I
didn't?
am glad you did not.
Anyway, what a great time. It was a great week of enjoying all these different parks and events, and lots of stuff coming up for
lots
next
of
week,
walls.
too. Yes, lots of walls. Well, there'll be more walls, I'm sure about that. But anyway, thanks everybody for listening. That's another show. Thanks to our sponsors, pixievacations.com.
And Maple Leaf Tickets.
And of course, Theme Park Connection, our original sponsor. We will see everybody next week and have a great week.
Have a great week.